Okay, I'm taking off my socks. Find your way to some kind of a comfortable seated position. Turn your video off if you want to. You can leave it on. I love to see you. So if you leave it on, it's awesome. But please turn it off if you don't want to be seen. There's Peggy. Hey, Peggy. Yeah, today I just wanted to start out by talking a little bit about Manipura. Caroline just finished her 200 hours, so she knows all about the chakras. But my favorite chakra, if anybody knows my yoga journey, they'll know that I used to think that the chakras were just a big pile of hoo-ha. But but when I was doing my training in Thailand, I had a really amazing teacher who taught me that it's not hoo-ha, that it's actually ancient wisdom. And chakras, for anyone who doesn't know, are some sort of energy points through the body. And the chakra that I am really working with today, and really every day, is Manipura. It's right here. When we do breath work, we work Manipura. It's right here on our sternum. And Manipura, the reason I want to talk about it today and every day is because Manipura is the chakra or the energy of finishing or continuing, or the energy of determination. And I have always not really thought of myself as someone who finishes things. I've always had a negative self-image that way. I've always thought that I start strong and that I don't finish well. And I am changing that. And today I needed Manipura energy to get me here. And I really value the Manipura energy in all of you who are showing up every day, especially my sister. I've got to say, Lara, amazing, amazing Manipura energy on your part for showing up every single day and showing people the more vigorous variations, which I think a lot of people are taking. So awesome. Okay, that's my speech. Let's start with some breath work. Yeah, find your way into a comfortable seat, shrug your shoulders, move them around. Hey, Siobhan. We're gonna continue the breath work that we started yesterday. So we've been doing a lot. I just wrote a blog post. Oh, that's another thing I should say quickly. I did put the link for this practice on my website. So if you go to my website, javayoga.ca, you can come directly into this practice at 1 o'clock. That might be easier for people if you want to leave the Facebook group. I know Facebook groups or chats are kind of annoying. So if you remember, the great thing about the Facebook chat is you get a reminder at 12:30. But if you remember, you can just go to my website. Anyway, I was writing a blog yesterday, a blog post about what kind of breath work we've explored. And I actually forgot yesterday that we have done lots more. We have done breath of fire. We have done Ujjayi breath. We've covered a lot of breath work in the last 9 days or 10 days. I can never remember how many days. 1,000,000 days. So today we're going to continue the work that we were doing yesterday with air hunger. Air hunger is based on the work of Patrick McEwen. He's an Irishman who has done an amazing amount for asthma sufferers throughout the world. And it takes Manipura. It takes determination and concentration and consistency to make this breath work for you. You may feel effects right away, especially if you're very sensitive. But for most people, you have to continue. You have to make this a daily or a tri-weekly practice. Maybe before you go to bed, do a little bit of practice. Definitely first thing in the morning is an amazing time. And then any time throughout the day, mini breaks, mini breath breaks is what I would ask of you. All right, enough blathering. Let's go on to air hunger. So come into your air hunger breath. That means breathing slowly. Remember LSD, longer, slower, deeper. That's Patrick McEwen's acronym. It's easy to remember. Make your breath longer, slower, and deeper. And for me, what's most easy to remember or most effective here is that I am trying to move the nose hairs in my nostrils as little as possible. And what we want to do is get to a place where we feel air hunger. Breathe very slowly and quietly. So your breath becomes very not disturbing in your body. You can close your eyes for this. You will have to open them in a few minutes to see if you weren't here yesterday. But you can close them for now. Especially if you have asthma, really tuning into this idea of air hunger. What happens, we talked about this yesterday, what happens, especially if we have asthma, is we breathe through our mouths and we breathe up in our chests. And this dries us out, dries out the nasal passages, which is something we definitely don't want in the time of COVID. So nose breathing is critical. And then this belly breathing, this soft belly breathing. If you want to bring your hand to your belly, that's another great way to make sure that you're breathing deep into your lungs. And what I'm getting at here is actually just another way of being. So what we need with the breath, just like what we need with the body and with movement, we need to be able to pivot. We need to have a wide toolbox, a wide spectrum of tools at our disposal. So we're working the other end of the spectrum here from Ujjayi breath. Slow your breath down even more now. Try not to disturb the nose hairs. And then we'll move into phase 2. After you've had some experience with air hunger, we'll move into phase 2. Just remove your hand from your belly and take a few normal breaths and just notice the difference now. And now we'll move into phase 2, which we practiced yesterday. It involves pinching your nose. So take a deep inhale through your mouth, still with those LSD, longer, slower, deeper. Fill up your lungs all the way, although you're not a balloon like we practiced 2 days ago. You're just a normal big breath. Exhale through your nose completely. When you're completely out of air, plug your nose and wave your head side to side. Keep doing this. I have to stop because I have to talk. Keep doing this. What we're aiming for lung health is about 40 seconds here. But you do until you feel that air hunger, that slight air hunger. It doesn't have to be like panicky when you release your nose. Release your nose when you feel air hunger and then take the slowest breath in that you can. And then exhale fully and completely. Plug your nose again, wave your head side to side. It feels funny. It's a funny breath. It's a funny breath work to do. But what you're waving your head side to side with, what that is for, is to actually use up the oxygen in your bloodstream. So you don't have to wave your head side to side. Just makes the breath a little faster, makes the whole process a little faster. When you feel air hunger, release your nose and take the slowest breath. This is the important part. Take the slowest breath in through your nostrils that you can. One last practice of this breath. Exhale deeply through your nose. Pinch your nose, wave your head side to side. Release when you feel that air hunger, and slowly inhale. Return your breath back to normal. So that's some air hunger practice. It's a little bit counterintuitive because we think when we're having trouble breathing that we need to breathe hard and we need to breathe through our mouth. What we actually need to do is slow everything down, breathe through our nose. So for this practice, I encourage you to breathe through your nose. I don't think we're going to do any breath of fire today. But now deepen your breath, a little deeper than normal. We're going to go to the other end of the spectrum now. Remember, we have to exercise both ways of being. We have to be able to take deep, full breaths, and we have to be able to take those silent breaths, those quiet breaths. That's what you want your normal breathing to be like, long, LSD. So deepen your breath now, and we'll begin our practice. Close your eyes. Continue with your long, deep breath. Let gravity take your shoulders. Let gravity take your pelvis and your bum bones. If you're sitting on the floor, feel the connection to the floor with your pelvis. If you're sitting on the couch, feel your connection to the couch with your bum. And feel your connection to the floor with your feet. Bring your hands to your knees. Take a few breaths here in neutral. Arrive in your body. Bring your attention deep inside. Sometimes I like to think about my attention being here in Manipura, right in the center of my body. Let's do a few shoulder shrugs. I can see Sasha shrugging her shoulders. Let's take a few. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears and then exhale, push them down towards the floor. Let's do that 3 times. Inhale them up and exhale them down. This is a great place to start with breath work. If you've never done breath work with yoga before, this is a great place to start. Inhale your shoulders up, exhale them down. Let's do 2 more. Maybe even arms overhead if you like that. Naturally brings your shoulders up, inhale up. And exhale everything down like a waterfall. Everything falls down. You'll notice me breathing in and out a little bit through my mouth because I have to talk. Please keep your lips closed as much as you can. Inhale overhead. Last time, exhale, release everything. Shoulders come down. Good old Sufi grind. Let's go into it. We've been doing this for, I don't think we've skipped Sufi grind even one day. Sufi grind is such a great practice because you can do it super vigorously, and it also is so connected with your breath in so many ways. I'm going to talk about those ways now. Exhale back, C-curve your spine, inhale forward. Exhale back, deepen your breath. Just go inside, close your eyes. See if you can find this breath. If you're new to yoga, this is your first time, see if you can find this simple connection. And I say simple, but it's not always simple to link your breath to movement. That's what one of the big things that yoga is. Inhale forward, your chest comes forward, exhale it back, and then switch directions. The other way that Sufi grind is so related to the breath process is that we're working our intercostals here. Intercostals are these little tiny muscles. They're the breath muscles along with the diaphragm. And your intercostals are all around your ribs here. And they really are the muscles that help out the diaphragm with breathing. And they're very small and weak in most people. But Sufi grind, especially if you go to your full range of motion, Sufi grind really works on your intercostals. Let's take a few more. Sufi grind also warms up your hips. You can probably feel that. Last breath. And come back to center and come straight into our seated cat-cow. Another simple one for the breath. Inhale, bring your chest forward. Exhale, push your chest back. You can do this more quickly if you're looking for more vigorous practice. Watch Lara. great warm up. You can speed up your breath a little bit if you like. And okay, you can do a couple of breath of fire here if you like, especially on the way back. You can exhale through your mouth with a ha sound. Sasha's moved on to her hands and knees, which is so awesome. I can't tell if Lara has, but if you want to move on to tabletop, such a great variation. It's the way like 75% of all yoga classes are started, I think, was with the cat-cow. Take a few more, even if you're getting tired. Remember Manipura, push yourself a little bit today. I've been watching lots of health experts talking about how much exercise we should do during this time of self-isolation. And we don't want to push our body so that we're very sore. We don't want to go too hard, but we want to have hormetic stress. And hormetic stress just means that you're a little sore. Little sore every day, maybe taking a day or two off and then coming back to working your body. But movement every day, so important. Come back to neutral. Exhale. Let's do our twist because we haven't done that in a while. And I am going to do sexy jellyfish, so I do want to kind of energize the belly muscles here. So begin to twist back and forth using your fingertips. If you would rather do this slowly and more carefully, you can bring your hands to your shoulders and just carefully twist from side to side. But if you want something more vigorous, this is beautiful, really twists the internal organs, moves your middle back. Make your breath long here, unless you want a faster breath. Lara might be doing a faster breath. Warming up the middle back here, middle of your spine. Again, those intercostals, those rib muscles, the secondary breath muscles, those are getting a bit of a workout here. Deepen your breath and exhale it long, in and out through your nose. Few more breaths. This is the perfect Manipura vinyasa because it's right there. You're twisting right there in the middle, just at your diaphragm, just at your sternum. So use a little determination here for the next few breaths. And we're almost done. We're going to take a big forward fold here. So if you're on the couch and you want to take a more vigorous forward fold, stretch your legs out in front of you. If you're seated, stretch your legs out in front of you. If you're just starting, keep your knees bent and exhale, fold forward. Notice what happens to your breath. Hold here. Notice what happens to your breath here as you fold forward. Forward folds are very safe, very comforting. And your breath goes right back to normal quite quickly. Take one more breath cycle here and then move your way back up to neutral. Let's go into our sun salutes right away. We've been practicing seated sun salutes here. We're getting quite good at them. If you'd like to come to standing, Lara's going to demonstrate the standing ones. Sasha's doing the standing ones here beside me. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your knees or your legs and inhale your upper body up towards the ceiling and then exhale, take a fold. Inhale, right leg comes into your chest if you're doing the seated version. Exhale, it goes back down to the floor. Inhale, left knee comes into your chest. And exhale, big forward fold here. Another big hip hinge here. Lift your chest towards the ceiling. And then exhale, fold. And come back up. Move your hands, reverse swan dive up and exhale. Neutral pose. If you'd like to make that, we're going to do the other side now. If you'd like to make that a little more intense, extend your legs. If you're seated, inhale overhead. Really breathe those big breaths in, make them long. Exhale through your nose. Make your breath last the entire movement. Make it slow. Move slow to feel more. Inhale, half lift. Push your chest up towards the ceiling. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left knee comes into your chest this time and really pull it in. And then exhale, release it. Inhale, right knee in. And exhale, dive forward, forward fold here. Inhale, hip hinge. Exhale, forward fold. Notice your fascia getting warmer, the fascia of your legs with each forward fold, with each hip hinge. Inhale, up to neutral. Exhale, seated Tadasana, seated mountain pose. Extend your legs if you're doing chair yoga and you want to make this next round a little more intense. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hip hinge. Push your chest towards the ceiling. Nice, Sash. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pull your right knee in. Really pull it in here. If you're doing the standing version, you're back in a lunge. Exhale, release your legs. Here you're in a downward facing dog if you're doing the standing version. Inhale, left knee comes in. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chest to ceiling. Exhale, hip hinge, really feeling that squishing of all your internal organs as we hip hinge over and over again. Inhale up. Can you use your belly to bring you up? Exhale, neutral. Last one, left side. Inhale, overhead. Take a little smile. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, hip hinge. Spine is parallel to the floor if you're standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left knee comes in. Exhale, neutral. Release your knee. Inhale, right knee comes in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine, hip hinge here. Final forward fold. Inhale your way up. And exhale, neutral. I think I forgot a flat spine, half lift there, but anyway, it's okay. Take a couple of breaths. If your legs are extended and you're on the couch, bring them back in. We're going to go back into a twist. People who are standing, you can do a standing twist. Just looks like this. It's exactly the same movement. Twisting here. If you need to bring your fingertips to the place you're twisting, that's also helpful. Extend your breath. Point one set of fingers at your device and then the other. Shoulders roll from side to side. Keep your shoulders low. What do you have to actually light up to make this happen? My feet are alive, my legs are alive. My abs are especially alive. 2 more breaths. Come back to neutral. Take a breath. Let's do a little bit of flicking here for the upper arms. Flick forward. Flick into your screen. Deepen your breath. One more breath. We're gonna finish up with the arms here because I do wanna move to abs, but let's gather one arm across your chest. Remember we did this on the first day? Bring this arm around all the way around and we're gonna come into a twist here. So really pull with your left arm. I'm using my left arm. Right arm is across your chest and you're pulling yourself into a twist here and breathe. Take 3 breaths here in your twist. Use some muscle in your left arm to pull your right arm around. Really deepen, pull your breath into your belly. And release your right arm and just notice how it comes out and around. And then we're gonna take the other arm. Gather your left arm into your chest, wrap all the way around, twist right. Wrap your left arm all the way around your body. Twist, twist, twist. You can bring your gaze around to the back of the chair. Really twist. Take 2 more breaths here in this nice, this interesting twist, right? This is a different kind of twist. No matter what kind of twist you're doing, you're really using the breath, Manipura, the base of your diaphragm, to move all of your organs around. One last breath here. Big exhale, release, come back to center, extend your legs, take a forward fold. Take 3 breaths in this forward fold. This will be a transition between the arms and belly here. Smooth out your breath. Bring your breath into your belly. Feel your belly move for the last breath here. Come back to neutral and we'll do a little bit of ab work. I wasn't sure how that ab work was going to work out last time, but it seems to have been okay. So we'll do boat pose again. Lift your right leg off the floor. If you're doing boat pose with Lara, you can be in full boat pose, which looks like this. But if you're on the couch, probably you have one leg on the ground. Lean your chest back a little bit and bring the effort into Manipura here. Bring it right into your belly. Firm up your belly. You can hold on to your leg if you need help staying in this position. Deepen your breath and take 3 breaths here. If you're on the floor and you're doing the full pose, you can just stay. If you're on your chair, switch your legs. Deepen your breath and take whatever help you need. Maybe you need to hold on to your legs. Even if you're seated, you might need to hold on to your legs. We're coming into a wide-legged forward fold here after this last breath. So on the couch, on the floor, no matter where you are, widen your legs and exhale, forward fold. Navasana or boat pose is usually done 3 times, traditionally done 3 times. And each time there's a counter pose of a forward fold in between it. So that's what we're doing here today. But our 3rd one will be sexy jellyfish. Okay, come on up. We're going to do that exact same thing again. So if you're going to do full boat pose, you can come up into full boat pose like this. If you're on the couch, lean your chest back. Lift your chin a little bit towards the ceiling. That'll bring the effort a little bit more into your abdominal muscles. And take a few breaths. This can also look like this. As long as you feel effort in your abs, you're doing boat pose. One more breath here, and we're going to switch legs if you're doing it on the couch. Deepen your breath, Manipura, hang in there, determination. Last breath. Forward fold again. So spread your legs wide. You can cross your legs into easy pose if you want, or a regular forward fold. Forward fold. And then come on up for our last one. So sexy jellyfish. I'm going to do half sexy jellyfish. Lara's going to do full sexy. Well, I'll do full sexy jellyfish just for a second. This is sexy jellyfish, random movement. We need random movement. That's one thing about yoga. It kind of puts us into a little bit of a pattern movement. This is a half sexy jellyfish. So I've got one foot on the floor and I'm moving my arm and my legs, or one leg. Switching to the other side if you're doing half sexy jellyfish. And once again, make sure the effort is here, Manipura, right here in the belly. Last few breaths for sexy jellyfish. Make it as random as you can. Imagine that you are a jellyfish in the aquarium and you're moving on your breath. And we're going to take our last forward fold. Extend your legs wide or together as you like. Exhale, forward fold. Feel your belly release. Take a few breaths into your belly. Deepen your breath. In and out through your nose, long breaths. Last breath here in forward fold. Let's gently come up. And I thought we could practice squat again because squat gets into the belly. And Sasha's not happy here. Are you happy with squat?
I'm happy to squat.
Okay, good. That was hard, yeah. If you're doing chair squat, come to the edge of your chair. Put your hands on the chair. Spread your feet wide. Find 45-degree angle of your toes. Also, if you're standing, same thing. And exhale down into your squat. So on the couch, you can just push your butt off the couch a little bit. And find your squat here. The tugging sensation is here in your adductors, the little muscles between your legs. If you're standing, you can bring your palms together. Push out with your elbows on your knees and push in with your knees on your elbows. Take a few more breaths. If you're doing chair yoga, you have an option now to return your bum to the chair and take a forward fold, or you can just stand straight up. Everybody stand up, point your toes forward, and exhale, forward fold. So we're gonna do this squat 3 times as well. Take one more breath cycle in forward fold. Find your way back to your squat, whether it's on the couch or whether it's on the floor. Turn your toes out 45 degrees. Exhale down to whatever is comfortable, wherever you find that gentle tugging, that Goldilocks point. And remember Manipura here. Hold this just another breath longer than you think. You think you might be done? Take another breath. Whenever you are done, you don't have to do it when I'm done. You can do it anytime you want. Whenever you're done, come into your forward fold, whatever that looks like. If it's on the couch, maybe it looks like this. Exhale, forward fold. And remember that yoga is your practice. You can do any of these moves for longer than I do them or shorter than I do them. I'm just a guide here. So is Lara. So is everybody that you can see out there. Last breath, we'll go back into our last squat. Whatever that looks like for you. You can also take a goddess pose if you want to come up off the couch. Spread your legs wide. This is an option to a squat. We don't go down as far in goddess pose. And there's the option of a little bit of movement. You can also do goddess on the couch and just move your arms, spread your legs wide, and just move your arms down and up on your breath. A little bit of movement here. And we're going to come into our very last forward fold whenever you're ready. I'm going to bring my legs together and exhale, last forward fold of the practice. You're standing up and you're doing a wide-legged forward fold. That's awesome. Remember, deep breaths into your belly. Begin to gently move your way back up to neutral. And let's do a tiny bit of hip work. If you're practicing with Lara, you can be on the floor. You can come into pigeon here. We're going to do seated pigeon. If you're in your chair, bring your right foot up and over your left. It can also look like this or this. Check in with your knee. How does it feel? Get everything settled and then close your eyes. You can extend your leg long if you want on the couch. You probably have to move back a little bit. I know that I do. And then exhale, fold forward. And you want the tugging to be all around the right hip here, maybe a little in the left hamstring, back of your left upper leg. This is also called a figure 4 stretch or seated pigeon. Deepen your breath again. If you are in full pigeon on the floor and you've been in a class with me before, imagine the things I might be doing to you right now. I might be stepping on the back of your back foot. I might be running my hands along your shoulders to make sure that your shoulders are even and water falling forward. That's what I'm doing with my shoulders right now, even though I'm seated. My shoulders are water falling forward in a kind of equal way. And I might even tug on your hips. I might even tug your right hip back and your left hip forward. And then you would exhale and breathe a little deeper into the pose for one last breath. Begin to release. Come on out. Slow, slow, slow. If you're on the floor, you can come back to downward facing dog. Get ready to switch sides. If you're in your chair, left leg comes up. Find your position. Take a few breaths to check in with your knee. See, my left hand is actually on my knee. My right hand is actually on my right foot. My right foot is quite alive here. And then I start my forward fold. So first I get set up, I get aligned, I make sure my left knee feels safe, and I begin my forward fold. If you're on the floor in full pigeon, your left leg is forward, your left heel is under your groin, more or less. And then begin to adjust and roll, ripple your way forward. With each exhale, see if you can find a little more tugging around your left hip. Extend your breath really long. 2 more breath cycles here. Begin to release and come back to neutral. Push back into child's pose if you're on the floor. If you're in the chair, come back to neutral pose. If you have a ball around, we'll do our vagus nerve work, our neck work. If you don't have a ball, I'll show this version first. If you don't have a ball, this is tapping for you. So you're tapping up and down the sides of your neck. You can also do any neck stretching that you want to do at this point. There is a ball for you right there, Sash. And when you get down to your chest, you can take half fists and begin to pound your chest. There's all sorts of things you can do here. I do stuff like this. I pound under my underarms. I do all around the breasts and up to the breastbone. I pound also on the sides of my neck. This takes some practice so that you don't feel gaggy when you do this. But if you've got a ball, a really nice thing to do is to twist and wiggle here. Push your ball into the tissue, twist and wiggle all the way around both sides of your neck. The very best balls for this are Jill Miller balls. I'll do a Jill Miller breath thing tomorrow. Jill Miller's amazing. Jill Miller sells these. They're called yoga tune-up balls. I'll put them on my blog post tomorrow. You can also put the ball into this divot at the base of your throat and wiggle or squeeze with your chin. You can also do the same thing in your chest. Push, turn, and wiggle. Last few breaths here, working on the nervous system, the health of the vagus nerve. This is your vagus nerve. Looks like this. Goes basically from around your ears down the side of your throat and then travels and innervates all of your organs down here. Take one more breath here and then put your ball aside. Just close your eyes now. And I encourage you with a long, slow breath to take your attention back inside. So whenever we do asana or movements or postures in yoga, our attention usually goes a little bit outside of our bodies. Bring your attention back inside with your breath, with your awareness. And see if you can detect any differences in your body from when you began the practice. Quiet, calm breath, LSD, longer, slower, and deeper. Lips are touching, in and out, breath through your nose. Please take a few rounds of whatever breath work of your choice works for you here. Maybe astronaut breath, that's what I'll talk you through. Inhale 3 through your nose. Hold for 4. Exhale long for 7. Inhale for 3. Hold for 4. Exhale for 7, softly. One more round. Inhale for 3. Hold for 4. Exhale through your nose for 7. Swallow gently. Return your breath to normal. Turn your palms so they face the ceiling. Let your fingers be curled. Something new that I can share with you today is that if your breath work is working, you will often be able to sense more saliva production. You may need to swallow. That means it's working. Saliva production is something that happens when we move into parasympathetic tone. You know how you get a dry mouth when you're worried and anxious? The opposite of a dry mouth is a wet mouth, obviously. So pay attention during your breath work and your relaxation work and see if you can feel that gentle shift in your body. On the exhale here, release everything. What can you soften? If you're lying down, you can soften everything. If you're sitting up, there might still be a little bit of effort in your trunk. But otherwise, soften feet, ankles, lower legs. Upper legs. Pelvis. Find those little intercostal muscles all around your ribs and exhale long and release them. Turn them into jello. Release your shoulders. Soften forearms and hands. And with that softening wave that's moving through your body, also go over your head and release muscles of your scalp, lips, tongue, jaw. And just like we want to be able to move our breath from fast to slow, we also want to be able to move our body from soft to strong and back again. And from movement to stillness and back again. Bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand over top of it. Feel the weight of your fingers on your chest. Let your breath deepen a little bit and feel the depth of your breath with your hands. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes, smiling your face, opening your face and your eyelids. Noticing that sense of coming back into the room from inside. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. This is yoga that you can do on your couch in your pajamas. You don't have to move a lot. You can move not at all, or you can move a lot, whatever your body wants. Please share this. I know I really appreciate that everyone's sharing it with people that they think could benefit from it. That's all I ask. And I thank you so much for practicing with me today. Sasha said she missed namaste, so I'm going to say it. Namaste. Namaste. The reason I don't say namaste anymore is that it's kind of been decided that it's kind of wrong, and as yoga teacher trainers, that we shouldn't be saying namaste, because actually it means I'm greeting you, so it's kind of wrong to say it at the end of class. So that's why I say thank you now. Okay, thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Tomorrow.
Thank you, Nikki.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
Bye, Katya.
Hey.